Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm doing another beauty battle. This time it's not going to be first impressions for both of them. It's a product that I've actually used a long time, maybe going on 2 years now, and one that I love, and I'm gonna battle it out against a cheaper alternative. So today we are gonna be talking about the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade and the e.l.f. Lock On Liner and Brow Cream. I am so excited to try these out. So if you want to hear my thoughts on these products and who potentially won in this beauty battle, then keep watching. Before I go ahead and apply these products, I do want to tell you a little bit about each one. Let's start off with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. This is the little packaging tub it comes in, and this is retailed for $18. They do have 11 shades in their range, so that's definitely a good variety for different skin tones, hair tones, that kind of thing. And depending on your tone of hair, maybe for the summertime or the wintertime, I know I have used the, what was it? The medium one, medium brown? I think that was the shade. I no longer have that in my collection. I did give it away because it was just a touch too dark for me, and I prefer blonde right now, and this is the shade I've been using for such a long time. As you can see, it has been very loved. This product will dry out, however, so I always get some eye drops and I'll just put a couple little drops in the pot and mix it up, and it just rehydrates it and you're good to go. So I definitely think that $18 gets your money's worth. It's not expensive when I look at how long I've had it and how well it lasts on my brows. I can get a full day with this brow pomade, and that's awesome. I've actually taken it on vacation when I've been to a beach and I just want a little something on my brows. I'm not wearing any other makeup and I just want something on my brows. This sucker will last through sweat, through swimming, and I love it for that reason. Definitely a awesome product, and again, even though it's $18, it's lasted me so long, so I don't find that too expensive. I think it's worth the $18. Now let's go to our cheaper alternative, the e.l.f. one. Now obviously, I have never tried this product. This is the battle here. Even though I've used the Anastasia one, I want to find out if this is going to be just as good. So I do still have it in the packaging. I haven't opened it, touched it, swatched it, or anything. And I honestly haven't even seen any reviews on this product as well. So this is, you know, truly going to be my first thoughts on it. So this is called Lock On Liner and Brow Cream. I got light brown. They do have 4 shades within their range, so a lot more limited as far as tones, but it is $3 to $4 depending on where you pick it up. So I mean, just a fraction of what the Anastasia one is. So here is the little pot. It's a little plastic pot. The Anastasia one is glass, a lot more weighted and luxury-like. So this is a lot cheaper. It's very similar and actually exact packaging to their smudge pots that they have. The color seems exactly the same. However, if you're familiar, sometimes they look good in the pot, but then once you put them on, they come out maybe too red. Looking at it in this superficial way, it definitely looks slightly warmer in tone, so it might not actually be exact match. So as you can see, let me get the glare away. So the e.l.f. one right here is a lot warmer. This is kind of have a cool undertone. So I'm a little concerned I'm gonna have 2 different brows for this battle, but that's okay. We're doing it for the sake of the video. I actually have all my tools in front of me here, and I'll just start off with brushing them. And I always apply with a very fine angled liner. This is the Japanesque 340. It's my favorite. I do have the travel size version of it, and that's 940. I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm going to do the Anastasia one first because I've worked with it, just to get the product on my brow, and then I'll go in. I'll probably put Anastasia on this one and the e.l.f. one on that brow. So let me just load up my brush. I always put a lot of product on, and as you can see, my cap's super dirty because I just kind of smush the product around in there, so I only get a thin layer on the tip, and then I can just go back in here as opposed to the tub itself. So when I feel like I have a good base here, I just take my spoolie and brush the product through, dispersing it, and then I'll go in with more. So that's about where I like my brows to be, because I always use a setting gel, which we will use just to make sure the product works together. So that's kind of where I like my brows to be. I still have a lot of gaps, but that's okay. It just makes it look a little bit more realistic. So let me go in with the next step that I always do is the Brow Stylist Plumper from L'Oreal. And I just like to use this to set things and then add a little bit more definition, fill in any other missing gaps, add some texture, you know. So there you go, one down. Now let's go in, let me clean off my brush and we'll go in with the e.l.f. one. All right, now that my brush is cleaned off, I'm gonna dip into this newly untouched product. So the consistency seems the same as to what the Anastasia was like when I first bought it. Obviously, as it's dried out, this texture has changed a little bit in the Anastasia one, but I remember exactly how creamy it was, and this has a very similar feel to it. So that's promising. Now I'm going to do the same thing and use the cap to take off the excess product, and then I can dip back in there when I need more. Let's go in and see. It's very pigmented and it's going on so creamy. I think the color's fine. I was worried that it was going to be too red, that it would warm up, but actually that's almost exactly the same. So far it seems like it's applying the same. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. My brow came out so much better on this side. Wow, I like it. Easy to work with. So much more pigmented than I thought. You know, sometimes you get cheaper products and they're not as pigmented. Even the L'Oreal one that I tried not too long ago, that was so dry that I felt like I had to build up the product a lot, where this one is just very creamy and opaque and just glides through the brows. And I think the color is actually spot on. I like it. Just, I mean, it did everything it was supposed to do. It was quick. I feel like this one was even quicker to put on than the Anastasia one at this point. Let me bring my mirror a little closer. I think the e.l.f. one's slightly darker actually than the Anastasia one. I think the Anastasia one actually, ironically enough, is a little warmer on my brows. This one cooled down. That's such a weird thing to say, cooled down, but this one looks a lot darker and closer to actually the color that I've always looked for than the blonde for Anastasia. All right, now let's go in and do the same exact thing so they're going to be on the same playing field. Let's go ahead and do the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper and put that through my brows. So that way, when I wear it through the day, I can tell exactly how this is going to perform. I've gone ahead, I have applied both. What are your initial thoughts? Definitely comment below and tell me what you think about both of these. Do you like one better than the other? Obviously my brows are slightly different, so you know, don't go by the shape, that kind of thing, but the coloring, how it applied, I think I had to work with the Anastasia one a lot more than I did with the e.l.f, which is exciting because e.l.f is just a fraction of the price. Obviously I'm sure this will dry out as well over time, but so far I'm impressed. So I'm going to go about my day. I'm going to come back later on at the end of the day and give my final thoughts on this beauty battle between the e.l.f brow pomade and the Anastasia brow pomade. So I will be back in a little while. Hi everyone, I'm back and it is now almost 8 o'clock at night. I've been cooking and grocery shopping and I painted my nails. I have this little clay color on from Sally Hansen, and I've done a whole lot today. I'm tired. It's getting down to the end. My throat's a little groggy and my hair and makeup is just all over the place right now. However, my brows are looking okay. They've actually stayed the same, both of them. Just to recap, we are battling out the e.l.f. Basically pomade and the Anastasia Dipbrow pomade. So we have two here that I have, the e.l.f. on this brow and the Anastasia one on this brow. And honestly, you guys, I am happy with the e.l.f. one. Let me just give another little brush. They just look good. I mean, they look exactly the same. One thing I do want to mention is, even though I know my Anastasia one is a lot older and the texture has changed, it has dried out, even though I've rehydrated it with eye drops, it isn't as creamy as it was when I first got it, or at least, you know, within that time frame before it dried out. So I know that the e.l.f. one is definitely more creamy and it glides on better than the Anastasia one. But the Anastasia one performs perfectly fine. Just the texture does change when it gets a little older. I'll expect the same thing from the e.l.f. one. But ultimately, I feel like the e.l.f. one has to win this battle, because if this dries out and gets disgusting and I want to toss it, it's $4, $3 to $4, depending on where you get it. This, although I've had it way more than I probably should have it, it's still $18. I got my money's worth. It's a great product. But if you're someone who maybe fiddles around with pencils and brow products and things like that, and you kind of flip-flop between, you're never going to go through this thing. I mean, come on. I've had this for 2 years and I've created a serious dent in it, but I'm going to have to throw this away soon. I think that's why I wanted to use the brow product as a beauty battle, in hopes that I'd find something almost dupable to this, because I don't want to pick up another one. I'll never get through this and I feel like I'm wasting so much product. So I have to say, good job e.l.f. with this guy. I mean, I even think that the color is just spot on. So if you use the Anastasia Dipbrow in blonde, the e.l.f. one in light brown is pretty much the exact same thing. I'm going to continue using this. You're going to see this in a lot more tutorials and things like that. But what do you guys think? Comment below. Did you see a difference as far as application, how they look now? I mean, here you go. This is e.l.f. and this is Anastasia. But I think that's it for me. I love doing these beauty battles. This one was a little different because it was one product that I had already been using, but I'm glad I found a cheaper alternative. So yay! Let me know in the comments below if you have any other products you want me to battle it out with. I'd love some suggestions. I have one more idea on my list to do soon, but definitely comment below and give me some suggestions. It's definitely helpful. I love to hear your feedback, and don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you like these beauty battles. I greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you're new here today and you have not subscribed, you know where that button lives. And also don't forget to hit that little bell that will notify you when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.